Sometimes when I look at the night sky, I imagine myself flying to the stars. As I float up, all the chatter seems so far away. All my worries seem to dissipate. Who I was, who I am, and who I could be becomes just me. I have nowhere to go and no one to be. I can make my life whatever I want it to be. I can live in any beautiful world born from my imagination. Maybe that's why I never miss an opportunity to paint stars in any black spaces in my artworks. A few days ago, I looked to my right as I was drinking water. I saw the moon. It looked so beautiful. And instantly, I found myself imagining the moon as a ship on which I was sailing. And the sky around me became Vincent's starry night. This ship could weather any storm. There would be no wave too large for me to overcome. And for infinity, I would follow the light of stars from one world to another, becoming whoever I wanted to be at a whim. This artwork was obviously, as you must have guessed it, inspired by Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night. And the composition was inspired by The Great Wave of Kanagawa by Katsushika Hokusai. Not everyone knows this, but colors have different feelings and emotions associated with them. Like a darker blue can depict despair and feelings of melancholy, while a lighter blue is usually more light-hearted and makes a person feel relaxed or calm, whereas yellow is usually associated with joy and uplifting moods. I used to think Vincent van Gogh was an impressionist artist, but upon doing some research, I found that after his death, he was actually considered one of the pioneers of the expressionist movement. Expressionist artists usually seek to express a certain meaning or feeling using certain colors and or symbols. So I guess that's what this artwork is. Sometimes I like to talk to strangers online, and one of my favorite questions to ask is to ask about a moment in their life where they felt the most alive. And while painting this artwork, I somehow remembered such a moment myself that I had forgotten. When I was a kid, I went on this trip with my family to Pachmadi, which is in Madhya Pradesh, India. It's a beautiful hill station. It's just a few hours drive from my city, so we just took off without booking any accommodation and found ourselves without any even while it got dark. After looking a lot, we finally found a place, but for that we had to cross a river on a boat. I remember getting on that boat and it was so cold. It was cold and pitch dark. One of my family members pointed at the sky, and when I looked up, I was speechless. That was the most starry sky I had ever seen in my life. It was so beautiful. I don't even remember what it looked like, but I remember how it felt. I remember the feeling of being in that water body, scared, cold, and as I looked up, it was all worth it. Whenever I look back to these frozen moments that I've experienced in my life, it's always something so simple. It's so simple, but yet there is a sense of surrender that has to happen for me to experience those moments. Sometimes it just takes going through all the different blue shades to get to the shiny bits, but that doesn't and shouldn't decrease the value of all the dark, boring, and mundane parts of life. Because how can stars shine without any contrast, right? Just like I said in my last video, in my opinion, there's no good without the bad, or exciting without boring. I would absolutely love to hear such moments of your life, so feel free to comment them below. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for coming on this art trip with me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and sharing this video with your friends. That way YouTube can recommend this video to more people so that we all can go on an art trip together.